Hello, in today's tutorial, we're going to create this photo slideshow in Adobe Premiere Pro. Here we are in Adobe Premiere Pro. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go actually right here to new item. We're going to press sequence and we're going to create a new sequence. Let's hit settings and make sure that your time base is 29 frames per second. We want 1920 by 1080. We're going to press OK. So now we have a new sequence for all our clips that we're going to import. We're going to import these 3 photos. I'm using travel photos. Next up, we're going to go to effects control. Let's bring this down to about 50% of what it normally is. We're going to do the same for all 3 clips. All right, now we want each of our photos on different sections of the timeline. We're going to put them like this. We're going to zoom into our timeline with our plus sign. We zoom in. You can see now we have all of our photos stacked. We're also going to create a color matte. Press OK. We're going to set it to white. Press OK. Let's punch all these up one level on the stack. Let's go back to our color matte, drag and drop it underneath all of our photos. All right, so now that we have our photos and our color matte set, what we want to do is we want travel photo 3 to move in front of travel photo 1. So I'm going to punch this up 15 keyframes by holding shift and then right arrow key 1, 2, 3. You can see right here that our sequence has moved 15 keyframes. I'm going to set the position here, bring this to the front, and I'm going to set this to 2000 and hit enter. Now I want the rotation to be 0. Hit that there. And our position before was 4. So now you can see that it moves from the back of the stack. You can see photo 3. Photo 3 here is moving from the back of the stack, the side. And don't worry, it's okay if it moves off of frame here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to trim this here. I'm pressing C for the razor tool. I cut that right there. I bring this up to the 5th track, okay? Now we're at 2000. Here you can see we're gonna move another 15 keyframes by holding shift and the right key, 1, 2, 3. And then we're gonna move back to 960. And we're gonna set this to -4 because we're at 4 before. So now you can see our photo moves from the back of the stack to the front of the stack. All right. To make the animations a little bit smoother, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here. I'm going to select all of these by holding shift and clicking them. Right click, ease out, right click again, temporal interpolation, ease in. Now you can see our line is more curved, which is just going to give us a smoother animation. And we want the animation over here to be smoother as well. So let's select all of those. Temporal interpolation, ease out. Temporal interpolation, ease in. Okay? There we go. So now what we need to do is we need to move the second photo, because the second photo now is at the bottom of the stack. Because you can see how this cuts out. Second photo is at the bottom of the stack. We need to move this to the front of the stack, okay? So now what we're going to do is here, actually here, where this one ends, is where this one's going to start. Keyframe that, 960. 15 frames, shift right arrow key, 1, 2, 3, 2000. Let's also not forget the rotation, which needs to be 0. Keyframe, and then we're going to set that to 8. Okay, smooth out our keyframes again. Now you can see travel photo 2 moves out from the back of the stack. When it stops here at 2000, we're gonna set the razor tool by pressing C, cut it there, bring that up. Now we created a new track right here, track 6. Starts at 2000, rotation 0. Hold the shift, right arrow key, 1, 2, 3, that's 15 frames. Set this to 960. And we're going to set this to -8. And now you can see, look at that. I'm going to punch this up by selecting the program panel and pressing the tilde key underneath the escape key to show you how this is working now. Now you can see how our photos are flipping like a slideshow. Next thing, you have to do this now with first travel photo, because now the first travel photo is at the bottom. We see where our animation ends. Look, on track 4, there's nothing below the first travel photo other than the color matte of white. So our first travel photo is at the bottom. And once this animation ends, we're going to set travel photo 3 to the next position. Keyframe, shift 1, 2, 3, right? Set this to 2000 once again. And we're going to set this to 0. See, it's already moved from behind the stack. Razor tool, bring this up. It's made a new track now. You can delete this by selecting it and pressing the delete button. Track 7, we're at 2000 and we're at 0 for the rotation. Shift right, arrow key, 1, 2, 3, 960. And this one is going to be, I think we're in 5. Same thing, smooth out the keyframes. Temporal interpolation, ease out. Temporal interpolation, ease in. Now you can see, let's smooth out these keyframes too. This is track 1. This is the one that was behind it. We're going to smooth out the keyframes. It starts to get a little hard to see them. Ease out, temporal interpolation, ease in. Now you can see, I'm going to punch this up, select the program panel. I'm going to punch this up even more by pressing Control and then tilde. Now you can see our slideshow is coming alive. I'm going to do one more thing to spice this up for you guys, okay? Because it's travel photos, you know, traveling is great memories. We want to make this look a little bit dreamier, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the color matte. I'm going to punch it all the way to the top. We're at the 8th track now. Bring this down. Now you're like, where did everything go, right? I'm going to show you. Everything's just behind here. With a simple mask, by pressing our color matte and going to opacity. Look, we brought it back, but it looks weird, right? So we're going to invert it. And we're going to expand the mask. We're going to feather the mask. Expand it a little bit more. Add some feather. You have to play around with this depending on your picture size and size of your sequence. Now we just added this. On top, we added our mask to make this look a little bit dreamier. I'm going to play this for you guys by pressing in and out points. Bring this in a little bit closer. We're going to press the loop playback. Now let's punch this up. We're going to press the tilde. Let's give that a watch. Very simple, very easy to make. All right, so one more thing I want to do is I want to clean this timeline up a little bit because I think this is getting out of control. Let's zoom this up, select it, press tilde key, click and drag by selecting all these clips in between the two color mattes. Right click, and I'm going to go to nest and just press OK. Let's bring this down. Now all of our layers are inside of this sequence, and if I press it, it still plays, everything's normal, nothing out of the ordinary. But if you go into here, now you can see all your clips are inside the nested sequence. And you can see we have a sequence within a sequence because here's sequence 1 and here's a nested sequence. And even right here in this project panel, we have the nested sequence and we have the sequence. So if you ever lose a nested sequence, 2 ways to get to it is by double clicking there, or you can press there. In future tutorials, we'll look at a lot of use cases for a nested sequence. Right now, we're just using this because our project has been getting out of control. So yeah, just remember that anytime you want to kind of keep things manageable, look at using nested sequences. Anyways, if you have any questions about this tutorial, please leave them in the comment section below. If you have any ideas for future tutorials, please leave them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Bye.